In this video, I'll show you exactly how to use every button, every menu, and every hidden features like a pro in Jupyter Notebook. From code cells to toolbars, from file menu to kernel control, we are going to explore each and everything in this Jupyter Notebook. So without wasting time, let's get started. So now let's take a look of one of its most important segment, that is code cell. This is the box where all of the actions happens, where you are actually going to write and run your Python code. Now let me walk you through each and every part in step-by-step manner. On the far left here, you can see this blue vertical bar. That simply tells us the selected cell. Let me add few more cells here so that you can understand it better. So this blue vertical bar indicates the selected cell. Now the right next to that, this two square brackets. This is called the execution prompt. When you run the cell, it changes from this blank square boxes to something written in that. For example, I am printing mruduraj. So when I run this thing, it turns something like this. This indication is just to show that it has been executed. So simply, if the brackets are empty, it means that the cell hasn't been run yet. Like this. This cell hasn't been run yet, but this has been executed already. Then we comes to the big white area, this one. This is where you are actually going to write your code. It's like your Python playground. Here you are going to write, test, and experiment with your codes. Now, after this, look at this toolbar, all these things. This is the copy button. Once you click it, it will duplicate the existing cell like this. Let's click here and click this. So it will create a duplicate cell. Then the next one is move this cell up. When you click this, it will shift that cell up. Let me change here. And now if we move this up, this is how it works. Now this is to move this cell down. So by using these two, we can move cell up and cell down. Then the next one is insert cell above. When you press this, it will quickly add a cell above like this. And if we click here, this it will quickly add cell below. Then the last one is this bin. Can anyone of you guess what this bin does? It just simply delete that cell like this. I don't want these cells, so I can simply delete it from here. So simply, this code cell is not just a blank box. It's a powerful workspace with tools to move, modify, and manage your code very easily. Now, whatever we have learned in this segment, from this I'm going to ask you a quick short question. And your question is this: which of the following is not part of the Jupyter Notebook code cell toolbar? Your options are this: A. Copy cell, B. Insert new cell below, C. Change cell background color, and D. Move cell up. Take a moment and think. We have just gone through these things. Then after, write your answer or A, B, C, D option in the comment options, because this answering will give you a feedback of how attentive you are while learning. Okay, so now we are going to move ahead. Now let's take a look at the main toolbar in Jupyter Notebook. The set of icons right above your code cell, all of this. The first icon is to save and create a checkpoint. Clicking this will save your notebook instantly like this. And here it will show last checkpoint 3 seconds ago, 5 seconds ago. Now once we save it again, it will create a new checkpoint and it shows we have just saved it now. Basically, Jupyter does autosave, but it's always good habit to hit this button and save your work before you are going to create any big changes. The next we have is this plus sign. This button is used to insert new cell below. If you click here, it will insert new cell below the selected cell. Let's say if this cell is selected, it will create below this. If this cell is created, it will create new cell below the selected cell. The next thing is cut cell. When you click this, whatever cell is selected will be cut. Let's say if we have selected this, then that cell have been cut. Then the next one is copy. This copies the selected cell and then you can paste it wherever you want. Then the next is paste. Whatever cell you have selected, copy it from here, that you can paste using this. Now then the next is run this cell. So whatever cell is selected, by pressing this button, you can run that cell. Let's say if I select this and then press this, it will run that cell. If you don't want to press this, you can simply press shift plus enter. That will also run that cell. Then the next icon to that is interrupt the kernel. This is useful when you think that your code is stuck or running forever. It will stop your execution at that very moment. Then the next icon is called restart kernel. It clears all the memory and restart your Python environment. It's just like rebooting your system. This is useful when the things are acting very weird or you want to clean everything. Let's restart. It will ask us that are you sure you want to restart? Yes, we want to restart. And now our kernel has restarted. Then finally here we have a drop down menu. In this menu we have three things: code, markdown and raw. This menu is to choose the cell type. Let's say here I have selected this cell. So by default this cell is code type. So whatever I'll write in this cell, it will consider it as code. Then the next is markdown. When I select this as markdown, now this cell becomes markdown. It will be useful for writing formatted text like heading, notes or any explanation you want to give. So like this you can write formatted text and notes. The third category is raw. Now what this does? You can write here everything as plain text. It is an unformatted content that you are not being able to execute or render. It is just plain text like this. So I think this toolbar is clear to everyone, right? So from now this segment, there is a quick short question for you. And the question is this: what does this square icon does? Your options are this: A. Saves the notebook. B. Insert a new cell. C. Interrupts a running code cell. And D. Restarts the kernel. Now here you need to answer these questions, okay? It is your feedback to you. So when you spending some valuable time on learning from this video, it's always good to have some feedback about our learning. So answer this question in the comment section, and if it is correct, that means you are going in correct direction with proper attention. So once it is done, now let's move to the next segment. Now it's time to explore this file menu. This is your file menu. This is where you handle all your notebook level actions like saving, renaming, downloading, or even starting a new project. So first thing in the file is this new menu. When you click this, it opens a submenu where you can create new notebook, a Python script, a text or markdown file, or even can open a new terminal or console for interactive use. When you click here, you can open this type of new Jupyter notebook. Then the next menu is open. It lets you open any existing notebook or file from your directory. Let's say we are going to open this, right? Then the next is new console for notebook. It is useful when you want to test some quick commands without messing with your main notebook. Then after here we have save notebook as and save all. Save notebook is used to quickly save the notebook. Save as is used to give it a new name. And save all saves everything open. This option is great when you have multiple files open like this and this, right? No kernel and we are not going to use this thing. So we'll close it and now again we'll come back to this file menu. Then it's rename. Click here and you can give it a new name. Introduction to Jupyter Notebook. There we go. Here this file is renamed. After this, we have reload notebook from disk. This is like refreshing the file from your hard drive. Then after, there is one important point. In case if you have made any mistake and you want to go back, use revert to checkpoint. It takes you back to an earlier version. It's simply like a time machine for your notebook. So last time when I was explaining you all these things, right? At that time we have saved this file and that shows last checkpoint was 4 hours ago. So that point of video I've recorded 4 hours ago because of some medical issues. Now I'm going to save it again. Now it shows last checkpoint 7 seconds ago. So by reverting notebook to checkpoint, we can revert it back to 17 seconds ago's checkpoint. Then you can also download the notebook. This saves this notebook in .ipynb file. Let's say click download and it will download in this ipynb format. Let's delete it. Then we have another option, save and export notebook as. This can be useful to export your notebook as PDF, HTML or even plain Python text. Here we have varieties of options. We'll use many of these options in our future video tutorials. Then the next option is, here it is written trusted. If you ever see here it is not trusted, then by clicking here you can convert that into trusted notebook. Here it shows this notebook is already trusted. And then finally, if you are done working, then click on close and shut down notebook. This not only close the tab, but it also shut down the kernel, which helps you save the memory. And then finally, you can log out or completely shut down the whole Jupyter server from here. So this was quick information about this file menu. And now based on this, I'm going to ask you a quick short question. Let's save this thing. And the question is this: which of the following actions will help you go back to an earlier saved version of your Jupyter notebook? And your options are this: duplicate, save as, reload notebook from disk, and revert to checkpoint. Take your time, think over it, and then write the answer into the comment section. Once you are done with that, now let's move ahead. Now it's time to explore the edit menu. This is the menu where you control everything related to your cells, from undoing changes to reordering and even clearing outputs. At the beginning, you will be able to see undo and redo. This works just like any editor. Ctrl Z to undo and Ctrl Shift Z to redo. And these are basically very self-explanatory, so we are not doing this thing on our cells. Then we have undo cell operations. This one is specific to actions like moving or deleting a cell. Just hit the Z key and it will bring it back. Let me show it here. Let's say by mistake I have deleted this. I am pressing Z and there we go, it's back again, right? And for redo, it's Shift Z. Now then after we have simple options like cut, copy, paste. This option gives us more flexibility to paste cell below, above and replace. Then here we have delete cell option. This is for select all and then deselect all. Move cell up, move cell down, that we have already seen over here. Now then after the option is for advanced users. This option is edit notebook metadata. When you click this will open a JSON editor. This is the JSON editor. This is command tool and it is advanced tool. Here you can tweak settings like tags, cell behavior or export options. This is like you are opening the notebook's control center behind the scene. It may look like plain text, but it will let you add tags, define how the notebook runs, and even make it compatible with tools like NBGrader or Voila. Unless you are customizing behavior or using special extensions, you usually won't need to test this thing. So if we are beginner, this is not for us. So close this thing and let's get back to this edit menu. Now the next thing in this edit menu is split cell. Let's click here and our pointer is at this point. When we go to this split cell, from that point it will split the cell. Then after we have options like merge selected cell. So let's say we are selecting these two cells and then it will merge the selected cell. Here we have two more options like merge cell above or merge cell below. So by clicking here you can directly merge just above cell or just below cell. Clear cell output. This is used to remove the output from just one cell. Let's say here we have output, right? And we select clear cell output, then the output of this cell will be removed, or this cell will become like it has not been executed earlier. And then clear output of all cells. Then after we have find option. Let's say if you are finding something, I am finding everyone, right? So here I've written every and it gives me what I am finding. It is just a small script, but if your program or if you are writing something big, then this find will be very much useful. Then there is find next and find previous. It's quite self-explanatory. So that's the edit menu. This is your ultimate toolkit for managing notebook cells very efficiently, right? So remember, this tool is very useful. So now from this edit menu, I'm going to ask you a quick short question. And your question is this: what does the split cell options do in the Jupyter notebook? It divides the notebook into two sections. It converts a code cell into markdown. It splits one long cell into two at the cursor position. And fourth, it splits the screen into side-by-side view. Now think over it and then write your answer into the comments. And if you are learning something new and very useful, then do not forget to hit the like button, share this video and subscribe to this channel for more beginner friendly Python tutorials. Once you are done commenting, now let's move to the next menu. And the next menu is View tab. This is where you customize your layout and control what's visible on the screen. So the first thing is active command palettes. This is powerful search bar for running any command you want. It is just like a shortcut. Control Shift C. Just click here and you can search any command. Let's say we are writing new notebook and there we go. It's just quickly open new notebook. So this Control Shift C is quite really useful thing. Now let's get back to this view again. Then we have options like Jupyter Lab and File Browser. When you click Jupyter Lab, it will switch you to the advanced Jupyter Lab interface. Right, this is Jupyter Lab interface. Now let's close and go back to our Jupyter notebook. This is File Browser. When you click this, it will open the file browser from where you can browse all your files. Close this thing and again open this view menu. Use this show header to hide or show the notebook title area. Show header, again show header. And then again important thing is toggle Zen mode. When you click this Zen mode, you will be entering into the distraction free coding area. It hides all the extra panels around your code. When you press escape, you will again be converted into normal screen. Toggle Zen mode. Control Shift K is the shortcut key. Enable full width notebook. It will just increase the width of notebook. Then there is table of content. When you click table of content, it will show all your headings in handy sidebar. This is very helpful for long notebooks. This is our main heading, subheading, and like this. And then after there is debugger panel. If you are debugging the code, then you can use this debugger panel to trace variables and track your codes step by step. Then again go back to view menu. Now then there is show line numbers. When you are working with long codes, you can select show line numbers. And then it's gone. Then after we have collapse selected code or collapse selected output. You can collapse them all at once or one by one. Then it is expand selected code or expand selected output. You can do it individually or all at once. Now if you want to see both the code and the preview at the same time, that you can do using this render side by side. When you click this is your code and this is the output of that code. It is called render side by side. Now we are going to close this as well as close this. Now there is text editor syntax highlight. This is very helpful when you are editing files in other programming languages, right? And the options are available over here. And now this right sidebar, show debugger or show notebook tools. On left hand side, show table of contents. So what you want to see on right side or on left side, that you can see from here. So this is our view menu. Now based on this view menu, there is a quick short question for you. And the question is this: what does the Zen mode do in Jupyter Notebook? Your options are this: hide toolbars and panels for distraction-free coding, run all the code cells silently, switch to the dark theme, and convert Markdown into code. Think over it and write your answer into the comment section. Once you are done with that, now let's move to the next section. And then it is run section. It will run the selected cell, run selected cell and insert below, run selected cell and do not advance. So it is just a simple and self-explanatory. This is cell type, change to code cell type, right? So just click here and run and select to code cell type. So it will be converted to code cell type. Click here, run, and again convert it to markdown cell type. Then it will be converted to markdown cell type. So you can convert cell type from this segment. From here we can run all the cells at a time. If we restart the kernel, it again refreshes. So it's quite simple. Then after, the next tab is Kernel tab. This is the control center for the engine that runs your code in Jupyter Notebook. That is called kernel. So first of all, what exactly the kernel is? It's the backend process that executes your code, stores variable in memory and handles the calculation. If the kernel crashes or hangs, your notebook won't run properly. This is what the kernel is. Now in this tab, we are going to start with the first option. The first option is interrupt kernel. Press I twice quickly to stop the running process. Then restart kernel. If you press 0 twice, and that you need to do it very quickly. This will clear all the variables, reset memory and gives you clean slate. Now if you want to reset kernel and clear all the outputs, then this is the option for you. Just click it and there we go. Everything is clean. Then the next option is restart kernel and run all the cell. Just click it, restart, and then it will run all the cell. And there we have the result. Then the next option is restart kernel and debug. This option is only clickable when you are in debugging mode. Until it is not clickable. Now if you find that you have lost connection to your kernel, then not to worry, just hit reconnect to kernel to restore your session. Then this will be very much useful. If you have done working with your notebook, you can click to shut down the kernel to free up the memory, or you can go nuclear and shut down all kernels to stop everything running across all the notebooks. And if you are thinking to switch in between environments, like going from Python 3 to Julia or R, use change kernel. Click here. Here you will find multiple kernel options. Select kernel you want and go ahead with that. So that's it from this kernel menu. Now before we move ahead, there is a quick short question from this kernel tab, and the question is this: what happens when you press 0 twice quickly in Jupyter Notebook? A. Shut down all the notebooks. B. You restart the kernel. C. You clear the output of all the cells. And D. You delete the current cell. Think over it and write the answer in comment section. If you find this video useful, then do not forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to this channel. So now let's move ahead, and the next tab is settings. This is where you make your coding experience comfortable and personalized. First, we have the theme option. This will give you varieties of theme like dark theme, then it will convert to the dark theme. And here we have varieties of options. Now again we'll go back to this normal theme, right? Then you have language option. By default we have only one option of English. Auto save document, it is clicked. If you unclick it, it would not automatically save the document. Then console run keystroke. If you use console a lot, you can customize how you run code using console run keystroke, like pressing enter or control plus enter. Then there is text editor indentation. This setting lets you control whether you use tab or space to control the indentation. And using this space, you can control how wide they should be. And this is very useful for the Python developers. And then this is auto close brackets. This is really useful option. Just click it and let's write print just bracket open colon. We do not need to give closing semicolon and closing the bracket. Once you provide first colon, it will automatically add the another one, and when you open the bracket, it will automatically add closing bracket. So this is really very helpful option. Then there is option to increase or decrease the text editor font size, right? Then there is text editor theme, Jupyter and code mirror. Then we have options of increase terminal font size and decrease terminal font size. And then we have terminal theme, inherit light and dark. And the last option is save widget state automatically. This ensures that interactive widgets like sliders or inputs retains their state when you reopen the notebook. So this setting menu is your go-to place to customize, simplify and optimize how you work in Jupyter Notebook. So now there is a quick short question coming from this settings tab, and your question is this: which feature in setting tab automatically adds the closing brackets or quotes when you type the opening one? Option A, auto indent. B, console run keystroke. C, auto close brackets. D, syntax highlighter. I think it's quite simple. Think over it and write the answer in comment section. Once you are done with that, now let's move to the last step of this Jupyter notebook. This is your support system for when you need information fast. Click about this and you will find this pop-up. This will show you current version and environment details. This is very useful if you are reporting bugs or checking compatibility. When you click this, it will divert you to the GitHub. Close this and contributors list. Dismiss. Again, go to this help. This will show you the keyboard shortcuts. This is very useful and we are going to use these keyboards a lot in our upcoming videos. Close it for now. Then we have launch Jupyter Notebook file browser. It's quite simple. Jupyter references. It will give you documentation about Jupyter Notebook. This is very useful, right? When you are learning Jupyter Notebook, this is very much useful. And like this, here we have references for all: Jupyter Lab FAQ, Jupyter Lab references, Markdown references, Python references, NumPy references, SciPy, Matplotlib, SymPy, and many more. These are the different libraries and the documentation for these libraries. Click this documentation and it will open documentation of Jupyter Notebook. Close. So I think now you know exactly where to write the code, how to manage your cells, and how to customize your workspace like a pro. In the next video, we'll start doing Python programming using Jupyter Notebook. and that will start from very basic. So, if you have enjoyed this session, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any important update. So, for now, see you into the next video. Over there, we are going to start the Python programming. Bye bye.